you can do that, but you need to introduce it while riding the wave. Like ride the wave and start
Right.
inserting pieces of the originality. Start until you build an audience to where they're able to come over and be like, oh, okay, we saw you because we like this type of content. You was doing this type of content, but now that we here, we really like what you over here doing.
Welcome to Marketing Stuff, where you get the good stuff without the fluff. Are you ready to challenge the way that you look at content forever? And you want to go from light mode to straight heavy on the content? Then get a pen out and get ready, because I got something special for you today. We brought in a content pro who is here to share her expertise. So whether you are a seasoned pro or just getting started, you are sure to pick up some valuable insights and tips. And for those of you that are returning, coming back to the show, welcome back. We're thrilled to have your ongoing support. If you're new, hey, welcome to the Gates of Victory Village. We're so happy to have you join our family. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on your notifications, because we got some killer content coming ahead. Let's go ahead and dive in and get serious and start making some marketing magic. Our guest today has an impressive track record for helping small business owners create engaging content for their target audience. So, hey, sit back, relax, and get ready to gain some valuable insights. Let's welcome to the show, Ursula. How are you doing?
So good, and I'm so excited to be here. I've been waiting for this. So
Yeah. So I didn't tell you about this one when we were doing the prep. We do something on this show where if you are tracking right now how many of the guests have been from TikTok, I met Ursula on TikTok. So hey, send me the number, where you at, how many we've had. Send me the number of where you're at and how many we've had to Maurice at marketinggrowthstrategy.com, and I'll enter you into for the end of the month drawing for that free microphone. So make sure you do that. Yeah, I'm giving away a Yeti Blue, the taller one.
Can I enter?
Yeah, if you send me the number, yes. So we'll essentially give away probably one of those every month.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go
yeah.
every single
yeah.
Okay.
It's not fair, because you'll probably look at them and be like, I know all these people.
Right. TikTok. Okay, I want it because it's not fair.
Yes. So let's before we jump into the how do we do the content stuff, talk to us a little bit about you and how you got started into the content game.
Ooh, that's a long story. So
make it short. Make it short.
All right, so basically, my entire life has just kind of been content. I'm one of those people that everybody's like, you need a reality show. Like, your whole family needs a reality show.
Okay.
So it was always content around me, not necessarily recorded, but it was always around me. Mm-hmm. I used to have, like I was telling you, a huge fear of talking in front of people. So I would get up in front of classes and just faint or turn red or just not even do the project at all because I was that scared. But I knew that was something that I didn't want to do. I didn't want to have that crippling thing over me. So I hopped straight into sales when I turned 18. And so from 18 up until now, I've been just straight sales. Now, I would say about 2014 is when I started selling for like this makeup company, kind of like Mary Kay, all of those Avon, like the Avon lady type situation.
Yeah.
And I posted, like, before that, I had no pictures, no videos, nothing on social media. Like, I just had social media to be like, hey, y'all, life's great. Hey, family. Hey, friends. Posted a video for the makeup company, made $3,000 off of that video. Now, from there, I was like, okay, do y'all like the makeup or are y'all feeling me? Like which one is it? So from there, I just kind of started analyzing the things that people would post online to really start to see, well, what are people liking about this versus this? Something similar that doesn't have the same viewership or engagement as the other one. I really started breaking that down. And then I spent all that time really breaking it down until I worked with my very first brand. And previously it was kind of like, if you knew someone who knew me, I would help you grow your brand. Like I would help you because I would still, even though I'm on social media like I am, I'm not a social media person. So I was, helping people. I was helping people offline, where I was offline, grow their brands online helping people hit, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $10,000 days, go viral, all of this other stuff. And then I taught a class in 2021 in June for Glam Treats Company under Glam Treats Academy. A lot of people from that class actually went viral, actually got a lot of crazy sales, and they wanted to find me. And I was like, well, made the online accounts, the social media accounts during that class, and then it was kind of up from there.
That was it. Yeah, okay. I can respect that. You know what's, I feel like those of us that are reluctant to jump into this stuff tend to be the ones that like do really well with it, because it's like I don't necessarily have to post everything, and when I do, there's a reason
Right.
for it. Like I'm testing something, I'm trying something, validating something. I'm not just out here. It's funny because this is we should do this. We should do this conversation. Relationships and social media. Not today. Not today.
We could go down a whole.
But,
Yes,
but-
bring me. Look,
but one of these
bring me back
days,
for that,
one of
because
these
I
days,
feel a whole
yes.
way about relationships and social media.
So I have this happen because I create a ton of content, and my significant others will be like, well, you don't post a lot about us. And it's like, you don't get it, because I'm posting this so that they like this, so that they'll sign up for this thing when I post this 2 months from now. And listen,
Right.
that's what I said. This might be a TikTok
Ooh,
live
you
right
know
here.
What you doing
Like-
today? We should have this conversation out live.
I'm not doing nothing. I'm canceling everything else this
This is
evening.
a real conversation. Let's do this.
Man, it's for real. We'll talk a little bit more offline. Hey, if y'all curious, by the time you listen to this will already have happened. But go check her out. Oh, just a thought here. If you didn't catch that when I dropped the go from light to heavy on the content, that's her name on TikTok. That's her name on TikTok. I be dropping Easter eggs sometimes, and I'd be like, people don't catch them. People don't catch them, but your boy be spitting fire on those intros, boy.
I saw
Like,
that. I was like, okay, I see. He's smooth with it.
all right. So now that we done got into like that stuff, let's talk a little bit about the content. So the first question I have for you, because one of the things that drew me to you over some other folks, because so many people on TikTok talking about content, right? And some of them are just not good. Not good. Like, I no shade at anybody, but there are some folks that I'm like, the reason why you have the followers that you have is that you started early, or you're attractive, and you threw it back a couple times, and you got the followers that you got. Like, and again, look, any asset that you can use is an asset that needs to be used. Okay. So I'm not dogging nobody for it. But when you have someone that is conventionally attractive, particularly women, that can get on social media and post a video of them staring at the camera and blinking, you get 100,000 followers, you're like, there is no way.
Yeah, it happens.
There is no way
all the time.
that this is it. So, but what attracted me to you is that there was one day you were talking about changes that were coming with TikTok. And I was like, I didn't hear about that. And that doesn't happen to me a lot. Where like somebody's telling me about a change that is going to happen that I haven't heard about. So I was like, what's he talking about? So I had to Google it. And I was like, sure enough, it's coming. And so ever since that day, I was like, I'm gonna follow this girl. Because anybody that's dropping things that I don't know about, and not to say I'm like great at it, but it's like I pay attention. So when somebody's like, hey, this is coming, and I'm like, I ain't hear that. I'm like, this person is paying attention. So what do you use in order to keep up with like the different trends and the technology when you're creating content? And what do you find to be the most effective?
Honestly, honestly, I really like how you said pay attention, because that's one of the key things. That is when I say analyze, when I say I'm researching all day, and not necessarily the conventional type of research like on Google. Like, yes, I'm on
Yeah.
Google looking up stuff, but I research the platform that I'm on. I I'm on social media majority of the day scrolling, but I'm not
Yeah.
scrolling for leisure. I'm looking at certain things and I'm paying attention to what's being fed to me. I look at it from my business
Okay.
page and I look at it from my personal pages, because I see two different sets of things,
Okay.
but it's always
Yeah.
something that those two different sets of things have in common that are being pushed, which is why, just as an example, why I said now majority of the things that you're going to see are the same valuable information, but people doing mundane tasks like washing their face, washing their
Yeah.
clothes, cleaning their houses. That's
Yep.
where it's headed now. 2023 is going to be the year of the influencer. So what I've been doing, I've been prepping a lot of clients and I've been talking about this on lives and stuff, is that you need to position yourself as an influencer this year, because that's really what's going to be getting pushed. Last year, not so much. Yes, we had influencers, but it wasn't the year of the influencers. Influencers kind of took a dive.
Right.
But now people are kind of like, okay, we kind of missed that. Like, we need y'all to bring it back. Even
I
as
feel that.
business owners, we have to do it. So the talking head videos, you're gonna see less and less and less and less and less of that. You can still have these conversations, but you need to be on the go. You need to be out getting your Starbucks. You need to be picking your kids up from school. You need to be doing everything that you do in regular life, because people want to feel more connected. You know, especially after going through that whole COVID situation where everybody was isolated. People are literally yearning for that connection, and you can see it all up and down the For You page. And when I start seeing the same thing where it's somebody just living life, I'm like, this is what needs to be pushed. And I tell people all the time, you don't have to necessarily go against the grain and create a whole new wheel. You can do that, but you need to introduce it while riding the wave. Like, ride the wave and start inserting pieces of the originality. Start until you build an audience to where they're able to come over and be like, oh, okay, we saw you because we like this type of content. You was doing this type of content, but now that we here, we really like what you over here doing. So if you know they're not going to push it, don't even worry about it. Use that for when they come, and then you can start to change it. You'll eventually go from riding the wave and originality to now their level to now originality versus riding the waves. It's all about balance, but that's pretty much how I pick up trends. I literally look. I look into and I pick and pull. If you see the same video 5 times and they all look identical almost, write down the things that they have in common and create videos with those things that those videos have in common.
Yeah, that's fair. And I like that you broke it down to, a point where it's like, you don't need any special equipment. This is just like, use your eyes and slow down for a moment. It's okay to consume, but like consume with the purpose.
Exactly. That's what I do. People always ask me, what app do you use to find trending sounds? And I tell them, I don't use an app. I curated my For You page to where they give me trending sounds now. I'm talking about the sounds that are just now about to get bum rushed. And you can hop on.
Yeah, I also got to stop you there and say that the things that you're talking about, there's still something special about the way that you think that like allows you to do that, right? So we got to give her roses on this one, because I'm an analytical person, and when I'm going through TikTok, I am looking for some things, but there are things that I'm sure that you see that I don't see, because I don't look at TikTok the same way that you do, right? When I'm like that for more so for YouTube, like, oh, okay, this channel's doing this. I see them growing. There are some things that I can emulate on my channels or on my clients' channels. I look at what other podcasters are doing and like, okay, I can beat that. I see where they're going. There's some tweaks, right? But when I'm on TikTok, I'm like, bro, I don't get this. Okay, I don't get this. This don't make sense to me. So I have to like, tip my hat to you if I had it, if I had it on, because it's a
It
special
is.
place. It's a
It
special
is.
place.
TikTok is definitely a roller coaster. But I will say this: when I look at the things that are being pushed on the FYP, I don't look at business owners' accounts. I don't look at coaches' accounts.
Okay.
I look at regular people.
Interesting.
Regular people. Because
Yeah.
coaches, you know, growth coaches, business owners just in general, their main goal is to get on there and push their business. But like oftentimes
Yeah.
it's just forgotten that this is a social media. Like they are in even
Okay.
though they have where you can push ads, even though they have where you can put the link for you to go and purchase stuff, how many times do you see videos that are like, oh, 50% off, we're having a huge, you don't because it's social media. So it would be crazy for me to look at business accounts to draw inspiration from, when we've seen regular average everyday people go from 0 to 100 in no time. So I look at your average person that does not have a business, that's not on social media because they have the intent to sell you something. I'm looking at people utilizing this app to be social, and I pull and I draw inspiration from them. Those are the people that I pull from their videos to see, okay, what do these videos have in common? And then I have business owners replicate it, because now you're being more social, even though you're selling something, but you are appearing as a social person, which is going to make all the difference.
Okay. Yeah, so that's the nugget right there. That's what we were looking for. We said, what do you find to be most effective? Look, I ignore all y'all. If you told me something by now, I ignore you, and I go to the regular Joe, and I see what they're doing. Right? I like that. That makes a ton of sense, and it kind of reminds me of something a mentor told me. You know, he's like, you learn it from all these people, but they're not the source. He's like, listen so that you can hear what they're saying, and then try to like find the person that they learned from and track it back to the source. And it's like, that's what I'm hearing from you. It's like, you know, you can watch these coaches, but they're not the source, right? They're copying somebody else that probably copied somebody else. But you get on the personal side of the pages, you can start picking up what's happening and what's going on. I love that. I think that goes really well with some things that I'm seeing on the other side, like on YouTube and things like that. It's like, you know, people are tired. They're tired, right? They're tired of feeling like every video they watch trying to sell them something. They're tired of feeling like, you know, there's no genuine people in the world left, that like, you know, and these content platforms are only pushing things that are being paid for, right? And so in kind, these platforms are returning and saying, all right, so we need to fish, you know, we need to toss up content that doesn't have those components in it, so that folks don't abandon us, right? Especially with like, I wouldn't be surprised if TikTok starts a whole nother platform that's just long form video. I wouldn't be surprised,
because they keep trying to push it. They really do. Like they keep bringing 10 minutes and taking it away. Like they're like, oh, here you go, upload 10 minutes and then it's gone.
And I think I haven't gotten any 10-minute videos. I've gotten a couple videos that are above 3, but I think it's just I don't know if people when they get on TikTok will watch 10-minute videos.
You got to be a really rare type of like person with the delivery. Like you have your delivery has to be immaculate for someone to watch your video for 10 minutes, because with the attention span that everybody has now, they have to be taken from one loop to the next and just nonstop until they get to the end.
I also think it's the intent though, right? Like when I get on TikTok, I'm in the frame of short form. And I think that's the other part, that like when we're talking about the attention span, when I get on YouTube, I'm expecting a 15-minute video. And so when I see a 2-minute video, I'm like, is this any good? Like, how is it so short? Am I going to get the value that I want in this 2 minutes? But when I'm on TikTok, when I see a 2-minute video. I'm like, bruh, you better be
Right.
coming with the fire, right? You gotta be dropping some sauce, you know. And I think about that
Right.
because I'm a rambler, right? Like my natural video
Yeah.
is about a minute long. Like if I'm not, if if I'm not like, okay, we need to cut this out, we need to cut that out, it's a minute long, right? So, that's part of the reason why I wouldn't be blown away if they
Yeah.
dropped a long form app because I think it's
Yeah.
context, and changing the context and then allowing there to be some sort of benefit
Absolutely.
for creators to drive their people over to this long form app, right? Like, hey, you get 1,000 followers on our long form app, we'll give you a blue check,
It's kind of
bruh.
the same
So
thing with
many
CapCut
TikTok
that they
creators,
did with CapCut. Even though it wasn't a monetary
yeah,
gain, it was kind of unspoken. If you use CapCut, we're gonna put you on FYP. Like if you, that's gonna be
yeah,
we want y'all to use CapCut. We want y'all to download it. So if you use CapCut, because at one point
mm-hmm,
it was only CapCut on FYP, nothing else. Back to back to back.
yep, yeah, because they wanted that market share, and then they dropped the desktop app, and now CapCut gets dropped in conversation when people are like, hey, what video app should I
Yep.
use? And it's like, oh, I use this free one. It's CapCut. I'm like,
Genius.
bruh,
Like
yeah, because I mean, it's a solid app. I don't, I, I don't know if you
I
used the
haven't
desktop
used the
app.
desktop app, but
I personally would not use the desktop.
see, I'm not a okay. I like CapCut for the templates that are on TikTok,
Yeah.
but I don't care for it for the editing. Just editing a raw video. I prefer Splice. Like I don't know if you've ever used that, but I prefer
Okay.
Splice just
I
because
haven't.
it's so simple. But the templates, CapCut got that on lock. CapCut got the templates on lock. The
Okay.
pre-made ones, but if I'm making it from scratch, I can't. I can't do it on CapCut. I just can't.
Look, that's fair. That's fair. I use
I
InShot.
like InShot.
That's my, yeah, same reason that you're
Yeah.
talking Splice. You know, it's simple. It's got all the things that I want. I also use it because here's my issue with CapCut. When you're on the desktop, you only have so much memory that you can use at a
Mm.
given time. And so you can't upload a video that's like more than 5 minutes long.
Mm.
And I'm like, what's the
Yeah.
point? What's the point of a desktop app that I can't
I could
upload
just do
a
this on my
video longer than
phone.
5 minutes? Yeah, I could do this on my phone. Like if I want the app because I can jump in and I can do a longer video, right? Which is part of the reason why I use
Mm.
Premiere Pro sometimes. Because if I have an hour long video and I want to clip it up for TikTok, I want to be able to do my clips and then push them to Media Encoder and have all my clips ready to go. I don't want to download
Right.
each one separately.
Right.
So, and I know for y'all watching, you like, what are they talking about? Listen, start editing your videos, and you'll come back to the show and be like, "Oh, I
Yes.
get it now. I get it now. I know where they're going." But I don't want to. I don't want to belabor this too much. So we were talking a little bit about how you watch trends, and you start to pick them up from the personal side. So when you're looking at those things, or when you're getting ready to design some campaigns for a client or for yourself, what are the measures that you're using for success outside of like likes and
So
views?
when I'm coming up or helping someone with their marketing and we're thinking about, okay, well, what am I going to do? What does that look like to go from A to Z, from start to sell, from start to sell out? What does that look like? Views is literally the very last thing that I look at. Likes and views, it is the bottom of it, because likes and views are so misleading, because we know that these apps, they can
Mm-hmm.
push whichever video. And I tell people this all the time, like, your money is going to be in your saves and your shares. Your money's going to be in your saves and your
Okay.
shares. So one of the first things that we do is we go back and we analyze their content, right? The current content that they have. And we look and we pull from the videos that have the highest saves and the highest shares. Once we do that, we look, okay, now we go and get quite a few of them. So then we compare the delivery of those videos. Did the ones with the highest saves, were they voiceovers? Were they you talking to the camera? Was it no talking at all and you just having music while showcasing the product? Because even though, granted, you know, for everybody's account it's going to look different. Some people are going to excel when it comes to voiceovers, talking, blah, blah, blah. We look at that and we're like, okay, they like this delivery. So a good 85% of your delivery needs to be this, because it's going to lead to higher exposure. The more exposure, the better, you know, of course, with views or whatever. But we're more concerned about intentional exposure. We're more concerned about getting it seen by the right people, because you can go viral and get seen by a whole bunch of wrong people. But that's the first thing that we look at. We check the delivery, which one makes sense. Then we check, are any of these products similar? Are any of these products similar that, or have similar characteristics that people are gravitating towards? How is your setup? Like, is it a particular? So we make sure all of the, as far as aesthetics, and I don't care about things looking like super pretty and stuff like that, because we know that like that doesn't matter. Like you could be in a room with holes in the walls, and if it hit, it hit. But we look at the setup and see what works for you. So we go from the delivery to now the setup. So then after that, we figure out which part of your target audience you're wanting to talk to. Because what I teach is that, yes, we have a target audience, but then we break those down into advanced avatars. Because we know, yes, you have a target audience, but underneath that target audience are a whole bunch of different people that respond to a whole bunch of different things individually. You got some people that they're going to respond to you with your rah, rah, rah. You got some people that want to see you coddle them and talk to them softly and play on their emotions. So then after we figure out which advanced avatar we really want to focus on, we focus on the delivery. We get the sounds that, when I say the sounds that they like, I mean the sounds. I'm talking about artists. I'm talking about music. I'm talking about everything. We figure out, of course, you know, their income. We figure out their problem, whatever the case may be. So now once we have their problem listed, then we go and we start to research on these apps that particular problem. So now we're researching that particular problem. And not only are we looking at competitors to see what type of videos are getting pushed for them, which ones are getting the most engagement over there, the most saves, the most shares, because that's really that's the only thing I look at when I'm gauging the metrics. Because you can have a video that's dark, fuzzy, blurry, nothing going on, and it can hit 1 million views. But we already know we're not putting that out. So I analyze their saves and their shares. Then we go through the comments. We comb through the comments of something that is similar. And we see what these people are asking. We see what they're saying. So then we take the things that people are asking and the things that people are saying, and we write them down, and we start to separate them into different categories. Okay, they care about this, this, and this. 80% of these people were talking about this. So clearly, this is the main issue. Not only do we look at the competitors and their comments, we then take the things that people are talking about in the comment section. We go in and literally type it in as though we were on Google, on TikTok, to find regular, you know, the average Joe, those people having those conversations, and to see what that looks like on their page and in their comment sections, because you'll have more authentic responses and more authentic experiences in that comment section because of the relatability. Like, oh my God, I went through the same thing. Oh my God, I could never find anything to get rid of my hyperpigmentation. So once we pull all of that data, then we start to piece, literally break the hooks apart based on what these people are asking or commenting with. So if people are in the comment section telling me something, it is so hard finding a product that actually works for my hyperpigmentation. And guess what? One of our videos for sure is going to have a hook. Products that actually help get rid of your hyperpigmentation. And then we push from there. And it's not posting 4 or 5 times a day. No, it's not doing that. The day of burnout has definitely come to an end. It is like, I'm
serious. I think it. So how, since you went there, how often what do you recommend your clients as far as posting?
Different. It really depends. For me, what I base, everybody has a different posting schedule. Do I have some people that post 3 times a day? Yes. Do I have people that post once a week? Yes. But the difference is how specific their content is. A lot of people have it in their head, oh, I can't be too specific because then I'm Xing everybody out. No, the more specific you are, the better, because you're going to find more people that relate to it. So I have some clients that are so specific that every single time that they post, their target audience is just running and just hammering that post. And it's resulting in sales. It's resulting in high followers. It's resulting in, the views and the likes come with the engagement, but it's resulting in what they want. I have some people that are just not as specific, and they're working on that. So they need to post more, not necessarily to get more exposure, even though posting more can get you more exposure, but to fine tune their ability to be more specific. So then you start to notice, okay, so I posted 6 times in 2 days, and then post 1, 2, 3, and 4 didn't necessarily it didn't necessarily get the traction that I wanted, but post 5 and 6 did. What did I do different? So then you take post 5 and 6, spend the next 2 days posting 6 videos, and you'll see, okay, post 1, 2, 3, and 4, they did all right, but then post 5 and 6 did really, really a lot better than what those did. And that helps you fine tune it. And then once they get to that point that they're able to be specific and they're able to get the engagement and attraction that they want to begin with, we start to slow it up to based on their life schedule. So if for you to produce quality content, you can only do it once a day, then that's what you do. If you can only post 4 times a week for it to be quality and for you to not be overwhelmed in your life, then that's what we're going to do.
Cool. I like that. Stripping away this idea that I got to post 1,000,005 times in order to kind of make it all make sense, right? Some folks have asked me about TikTok. I was actually talking to somebody the other day. They're like, what would you suggest? I was like, I'm not your dude. I'm not your dude. Go talk to Ursula or Latila. Those
God.
two. Them your girls. I'm not the one. They were like, but you got followers. I said, yeah, but do you realize, like, my followers are sheer just like, something's wrong with those people. If you follow me, something's wrong with you. And I mean this with the most love. So if you my follower and you listening right now, let me finish what I'm about to say. Do you know the videos that I got the most love on was shit you don't want to hear? And like, I kid you not, when I stopped doing those, my follower growth was Kurt. I was like, are you kidding me?
So that's the crazy thing, because that means that's part of one of your advanced. You probably got a lot of people in your advanced avatars that want to hear you like getting their ass. Excuse my, I don't know if we can cuss on here.
Yeah. No, it's all good. It's all good. I put it as not for kids on YouTube, so it's all good, right? I might even have my editor do some beeps on these, just for comedy's sake, right? Like, so no, and it's crazy because these things, but like I don't always want to make content getting in the ass. Like I don't want to do it. That's not. I do go there, but I go there when I think it's necessary, right? But I do notice that is one of the ones that I get the most love on. Like if I want to drop a video and get 1,000 views, that'll be the one for me, right? Like, and the crazier I get, the more in the camera I get, the more people and don't let me be like, Brandon is bullshit.
They really don't love me. I'm telling you.
Man, I'm telling you.
Look, it's because TikTok is messy. They messy. Like when I had my whole thing where I was rating half of TikTok because of packaging videos, I'm telling you, that was, I don't, were you around during that time?
I think I saw a couple of videos about you and packaging.
I tell you, I was literally going at it with half of TikTok all day about those packaging videos. But that was intentional because I was dropping a class and I wanted to sell out of my class. So in order to sell out of my class, I needed people to look at me. And then
I might have to go back to being messy because I just launched a community. And I'm like, oh, good Lord. I hate doing this. What's funny is like, I feel like most marketers are like, I love marketing for myself. Like, I don't know if that's just me. Like doing the work for my clients and then having to do it for
Me
myself,
too.
I'm tired. I'm tired by the time I get to myself.
Look, let me tell you, because the thing is, and I was telling somebody this, I was like, I have all of these crazy ideas for my clients, like easy, like without it takes no time to think of it. But then when it comes to myself, I'm like, dang, what am I gonna talk about? Like,
Man, I'm telling you. I don't know if you saw. I don't know if you saw that. And I need to start doing it more. The mutuals only video that I posted. Someone, so what are you dealing with
no,
right
I
now?
need to go look. I'm gonna go look.
Yeah, it basically was like I'm putting together my workshop schedule for
Mm,
the year, and so I did. I used to do workshops all the time, where I do the hour, 2 hour workshop, teach you something, and I got away from it because it ends up being
mhm.
very time consuming when you're trying to create the content for the workshop, and then then you got to make the workbooks and all that other stuff. But with me dropping the community, I'm like, you know what? I can afford now to do the content and then push it to the community so it stays
Right.
alive after. So I'm like, okay, I gotta get back to this. So I'm like, all right, the goal will now be to do 2 to 3 workshops a
That's
month.
good.
Yeah, we'll see. 2 to 3. So I'm doing one February
Ooh.
22nd, teaching people how to use ChatGPT.
Okay.
Yeah, girl, we'll talk more about that at a later date. But the stuff that I've been able to do with it when I'm being serious with it is
Yeah.
crazy.
And that's where I'm actually moving into. I was
Crazy.
telling them, I was like, y'all, one-on-ones is about to go away because I'm moving into brick and mortar businesses. I'm moving into long-term programs, and these one-off sessions, they just kind of going bye-bye.
Yeah, they're tiresome. The one-off sessions they take so
Yeah.
much of your energy, and especially for stuff like content creation, it's like it's a heavy
Yes.
lift when someone drops in and like I think this gets into like the one of the later questions, like how do you tailor your content campaigns? It's like I gotta get to know you,
Exactly.
and we're only on the call for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, maybe an hour, 90 minutes. But I spent 2, 3, 4 hours before just trying to understand what it is
Right.
that you're doing. And if I'm not familiar with the industry, now I got to go watch other people's
Exactly.
videos. And it's like, man, I'm tired. I'm
No,
tired.
seriously, because it's like I tell people all the time, when I do my sessions, there's not, and I work with a lot of like skincare. I've worked with a lot, and I
Okay.
use them as an example, but a lot of people who are in the same industry. And I tell them there's literally absolutely nothing, like none of them can say that they heard the same thing from me because it's so specific.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of
Right.
research and it's a lot of breaking it down. And you know, over the course of this last year, I really, 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 truly understood that people need hand holding until they have a solid foundation. Like if you've
Yeah.
never taken, a lot of people I come across have never worked with a coach or have never been in a program. They have zero foundation. So it's like, it's hard to build a foundation in an hour and
Yep.
then really get you to the point where you fully understand it. It's impossible.
Yeah. You said hard. I was like,
Yeah.
impossible. Not possible. Get my brandy on in here.
The only person
That's not
the only
happening.
person that has done that I have worked with is, I don't know if you know her, but Mind Body Revive. Mind Body Revive.
Yeah, you talked
She
about
has
her
done
before.
that. We were on a 2-hour session. She took everything that she
Okay.
learned. Granted, I think she had one other session with a coach previously, maybe a few months back. It was like a 45-minute session. But she took everything that she learned in our session and she just literally, not only did she start mapping things out and experimenting, she went and did further research. And that's what really helped her. And that's a lot of the missing points for people.
Yeah, and I was just when you like she took it, I'm like she probably took it, did some more research, because honestly, and that's one thing that I've gotten that I started doing a lot is like hey, just so you know, by the end of this 1 hour session, you're not going to have all the answers. That's not what this is about. This is about giving you the foundation
Right.
to get the answers, right? I'm going to tell you everything that you need to know to then take this and start executing. But there's still so much to learn. I can't distill everything that I know in 1 hour, right? Because some of the things, and we were talking about this about the podcast stuff, part of the challenge when you go from I'm doing to now I'm showing is that there are things that I do unconsciously that help create my success. And so in that 1 hour, there are going to be things that I do or I think about that I can't articulate to you.
Exactly.
The even the conversation around relationships of like, I post this now because it might be funny, but I'm really not thinking about now. I'm thinking about the fact that at some point in the near future, I'm going to put up a post that's like, hey, I'm doing a training on ChatGPT and I want 50 people to sign up. Right. And I don't necessarily know today when that post is going to come out, but I know it's coming. And I need to earn people's trust and gain their attention so that when I drop that post, I'm not sitting back wondering if people see it. I know that they see it. And that's its own. That's again, we could talk about that
for. Lying though, like it's so many things I do. They be like, Ursula, what did you just do? And I'd be like, look, if you around me, you better just have your camera out recording me because I'm not gonna be able to tell you.
Like, yo, just take it.
Yeah.
I don't know. And sometimes I can't even tell you. Like, I be having to tell some people when we're in mid conversation and they ask me a random question. I'd be like, don't ask me to repeat that.
I literally say that. Like now, when I'm on the phone with people, they'll be like, hold on, let me turn on my recorder. And they'll just record the whole conversation because I'm like, I cannot repeat it. I won't be able to repeat it. So
look, I'll be in the Holy Spirit. For real, you ask me the right question and you just a shamana. Like that. So it's like, what did you just get? I don't like, well, can you run that back? I don't remember.
Real.
I've had people come back to me like the next day and be like, what did you tell me? And I'm like, bruh, I don't know. They're like, what do you mean you don't know? I'm like, I don't know. Like, you're and then this is so I'm talking straight to my marketers now. So if you're watching this right now and you're a small business owner, I'm sure you have this issue too with your clients. But like straight to my marketers, once you get to a certain point in your career, you've had the same conversation so much that, and you've amassed so much information, right? You and I were talking about what books you read. And you're like, I got so many. I don't know. Let me look at my shelf real quick, or let me look at my list real quick. And it's real, right? Like I got a bookshelf that's overflowing of marketing books that I've either read completely or perused to find answers. And it's like, I can't tell you where that came from. And I definitely don't know exactly like if the thing I just told you was a complete thing, or if it was a thing from like 8 different places. A Frankenstein idea. You just gotta catch it. You just gotta catch it.
But you know what's crazy? When it comes to books, literally, and I know it may sound insane. But I'm a creative at heart. Now don't ask me to draw anything because I can't do that. But with everything else, I'm a creative at heart in every aspect of the word. So how traditionally, like people watch a whole lot of marketing videos or stuff like that, I literally don't. I don't. I watch the exact opposite. And the reason is because I don't want, like, number one, I want to stay very, very authentic to my delivery. But number two, I don't want to taint my process when it comes to help. Like, I know it sounds crazy. What I literally pull from, y'all, I will read a whole bunch of fantasy and fiction books and pull marketing from there. Like, I will read a lot of fantasy and fiction books.
Yes. You know what? It's everywhere. I don't remember I don't remember where I posted this at, but I was basically saying that my skills as a marketing professional have 10x since I've stopped paying so much attention to marketing content.
Literally.
Yeah. So you do as a business owner, marketing professional, you got to
Yeah.
be careful. I probably sit a little bit different with Ursula. Like I need the framework. What framework you rocking with? Because I'm not. I don't consider myself to be hyper creative, right? I'm an
Yeah.
analytical guy, so I love to be able to see what people are doing and be like, cool. I can
Right.
replicate that, and once I replicate it once or twice, I can start finding the problems
Right.
in
And
the
it's
system.
funny that you said that
That's
because I was actually just having this conversation and I asked in my stories on Instagram, like, what's your biggest struggle with creating content? And people's like, I'm not creative, I'm not creative. And I was like, y'all don't need to be creative. Like, I'm a creative
no.
person. That's why I'm able to just pop ideas off the top of my head like that, because I just be in my own world. But I was like, you do not need to be creative. What you need is a set list of things that you need to do and that you need to talk about, and for you to just put it out and replicate it. I was like, you don't gotta be creative. So I
Yeah.
understand exactly what you're saying
Man.
with that. Like, you need the framework and you can fill in the pieces.
Yeah. I literally was showing folks my content formula, like how I can take, these 4 disparate parts, put them together, and like I can give you 9,000 ideas of content, and we ain't even done nothing yet, right? And I'm not creative. This is a straight formula. Like, yo, this is how I see marketing. This is how I see the world. What's the formula? And once I figure out the formula, then I'm like, cool. Because I used to struggle heavily with like thinking of ideas to create content. But as soon as I started seeing like, oh, you just assemble the parts, you don't actually create the thing. And so like, everybody kind of approaches this differently. But for my non-creatives, my analytical people, you can get your creative on pretty good if you just figure out what's the framework they're using. And so some of the things that I would suggest, especially again to my folks that are not hyper creative, is that you start looking at storytelling frameworks, you start paying attention to like mathematics. And then you do get into a little bit of the like data analytics, and you pay attention to marketing strategy. The rest of that stuff and copywriting, I would get into some copy, right? The rest of that stuff, as far as like, I'm not reading another book about social media marketing.
Look, I understand because I feel like at this point, the basics are out there. Like, they are so out there. Especially if you've been online for about a year. Like, it's out there. Everybody at this point should know or should have an understanding that you need to post consistently. Not necessarily every day, but post consistently. Everybody at this point should know you need to have a clear video. Everybody at this point should know you need to have some sort of lighting situation going, whether that is a ring light, box light, natural light, whatever. There are certain things that are the complete foundation that are just out there, and it's been repeated time and time and time again.
Yeah. And that stuff, I feel like a lot of stuff now when I pull back and I'm grabbing books and things like that to find like content to read, or every now and then I get one. I'm like, oh, that was good. I read Epic Content. I think it's called Epic Content Marketing or something like that the other day, from the team that runs the Content Marketing Institute. And he was talking about how you can overlay your content strategy framework with your customer journey to get something that he calls the content engagement cycle. And I was like, okay, that's dope. Right?
That is fire.
That's dope. Like, that's some new stuff. I like that. But then I'll read books and I'm like, yeah, if I hear another, and it's funny because I was just teaching this today, but this was a basic class. If I hear another person say, yeah, your content should inspire, connect, engage, educate, like, your audience is a group of marketing people. We don't need you to repeat that.
And see, the thing is, for me, that's not my audience. So I have to tell people that. I have to tell people.
Yeah. Look, I do look at certain people and I'm like, okay, I expect that
Yes.
that needs to be talked about. But some folks I get on their page and I'm like, okay, so you get on my
Right.
page, I
'Cause
don't
you
talk
don't need
about that.
to.
I don't think you've ever heard
No.
me talk about it because my audience are people that have already had the conversation of
Right.
Inspire, Connect, Engage. Like I've figured out that when I'm talking about, I had somebody who have a one-on-one with me and they were like, I don't understand why you don't get more love. The content you drop is just golden. And I'm like, well, it's because you've been in business at least 3 years. My audience has been in business at least 3 years. They cannot afford a marketing team yet. They're a little beyond the beginner stuff, right? So I sit kind of in that middle where you've been doing this. You've done the basic stuff. You got the funnels up. You got clients. And now you're like, okay, posting on social media alone ain't cutting it anymore. I'm getting my 2 to 3 clients a month, or I'm getting my 2 to 3 clients a day, specifically service-based businesses. I used to do products. Now I'm like, no. Go talk to Ursula. Go hang out with Latila. I'm not your boy. I'm not your boy.
But that, you know what? All that you just said sounds like a really, really good video to make.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel that. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to.
It's a target audience call video. Like, you know, I'm looking for the people that y'all been in business for 3 years. Y'all know a little something. Like,
yeah, because you know, I want to share. It's crazy because I want to share stuff that's like I'm finna share something
Right.
that's gonna rock your world. Like when I show you this, I have this. I train other marketers sometimes. So my assistant just recently left me to go get a marketing director job at a nonprofit. And when she left, one of the things we ended up talking about, she was like, somebody asked her, how does she define quality content? Right. And so we were sitting there, and with her and I going back and forth, we're just rapping, but because it's like she has that baseline that I need in order to not feel like I got to slow down. And so I'm like, just hold tight because I got something I'm going to show you. And so there's a graph. I think I made it up. I will show it to you one day, Ursula. You tell me if you've seen it before. And it's essentially a content quality graph. And it's how you measure if you are being successful over the long term for the quality of your content. And the way we do this, essentially, we take your engagement metrics, whatever you want them to be. You can be like, shares, saves, whatever, combo. I like a weighted, right? Yeah. We're talking weighted average. Create your content score. We plot that content score in a graph, and then we put control limits between those pieces of content. And we say, if a piece of content goes above this control limit, it's something that we need to pay heavy attention to.
Right.
Because something happened. And if it falls below the control limit, you're doing something wrong.
Straight like that.
Right? Yeah. Because the control limit set by what you've done. Right? We do your average and then one standard deviation above and below. So this is your content. And the goal is for you to go up and to the left. So if we're not going up and to the left, we have a problem. That means we're not improving. And so that's how we measure quality content. It needs to be up and to the left and inside our control limit. And if we see that that's not happening, then there's a problem that needs to be addressed. And so my assistant was like, oh shit, I've never seen that before. I was like, bro, I think I just made that up.
You need
like,
to
no.
Wait, trademark it, coin it, whatever you need to do. Like,
yeah. So y'all heard it here now. If you see somebody rock that graph, like, this is some bullshit.
Nah. Send them the podcast link. Send them the link. Right?
Yeah, my boy dropped that on the podcast. I do plan to write a book with this formula, with that. Some niching down stuff, and then a formula called the profitable marketing equation.
What's really popular right now is the anti-niche, which is crazy because it's still a niche.
Yeah.
It's still a niche.
It is, but listen, I'm not anti-niche. It's too much work. it's too much work to be like, when people talk about I am the niche, and one of the person I follow, she's all about it. She's like, I am the niche, right? And I think that's cool. It's too much work for me. Look, if you're a service business owner that's been in business for at least 3 years, and you know a little something, and you're ready to learn a little something more, we can rock it. If you are not in that space,
I ain't the guy for you.
right? We can't do it, right? That's for my strategy services. You want to launch a podcast? You got some bread? I'm talking real bread. This is don't come over here if you get less than 5 figures. We can't help you. But what I can do is I can show you where to go to get some help, right? And I feel like when you get to that point, you don't feel like you need to help everybody. So we didn't. I don't even know where we're going in this show anymore. It just, y'all, like, this just is what it is, right? You get a chance to be introduced to an amazing content marketer. Before I let you go, so we know that you kind of buck the grain. So the question that I'm about to ask you, I know that it's not going to be a marketing book, but where do you go to grow besides fantasy books?
Let me see. Who are some people? So when I first really started consuming stuff, there was one lady, I would consume her content a lot, and her name was Lena. I can't remember.
Oh yes. I was just talking about her the other day.
I loved her, and I know she's not as active on social media anymore.
I can't
she's
find
there,
her.
but I think she's like living life. I remember she posted saying like she was engaged, and so she's probably going through like just life right now. So
okay,
I was on
that
her
makes sense
heavily, and we definitely connected. And I told her, I was like, I absolutely love your content. I love your delivery. I love the stuff that you're talking about. As far as like other people, I mean, I looked at your page. I looked at people like adjacent to me as well who weren't necessarily, because to be honest with you, there were a lot of people, and still are, teaching about marketing as a whole. And when I came about, there was nobody just talking about content. Like it wasn't a thing. So literally the things that I was pulling from, or the people that I would watch, it would just be marketing as a whole. Like it would be, your funnels, it would be, just different things like that, right? But nobody was talking about just the content.
Just gave me an idea for my TikTok. We'll talk about it when I hit stop. No, we'll talk about it when I hit stop. But go ahead. When I
came on, it was kind of crazy because I found myself, and y'all, I promise y'all, I'm not saying this to be any type of cocky, and I mean this in the most humblest way possible. But there was no me. There was no me. Everybody was just straight marketing as a whole.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, well,
I feel that.
Let's see what happens here, because I know marketing. I just don't care for all of the pieces of it. I don't.
That's funny. I don't want to deal with the other stuff.
I did. I don't. I was like, I'm not.
That's fair. I get that. Like, I don't want to run execution campaigns anymore, right? Like helping people run ads and all that stuff. No. I'll do the strategy for you. Heck, we'll talk about where you need to target. But I don't want to make the ads. I don't want to do that. And I don't want to manage it. I don't want to
exactly. I knew
so
immediately.
I get that.
That I was like, I'm the type of person, I have to be impassioned with something. And I'm not passionate about everything else. I'm passionate about you being able to connect with people.
Got you. Well, good. I'm glad you found your space. So if the person, the folks listening, or if you're watching on YouTube, hey, what's the one thing you would want them to take away from today's show?
The one thing that I would truly, truly want them to take away is to pull inspiration from places outside of business. It's a game changer. When I give clients advice or ideas, it's typically never from their industry, and it's never from business.
Right.
And it makes it work. So make you a personal page. and
Yeah.
start looking at what's popping. Look at what's popping and implement it
Yeah.
into your brand.
I love that. I love that. So you heard it here. Start paying attention to non-business stuff. If you're in the business space, I think that's probably one of the most valuable pieces of advice that you could get. Don't get stuck. Don't get stuck reading the same stuff. Because, like, I'll be honest, you hang out with marketers enough, y'all all got the same idea. Right? Let's just be real. And so you need some influence from a different place. Get you some fantasy books, whatever have you, whatever's clever for you. So that's a wrap for today's episode of Marketing Stuff. We hope that you enjoyed the nuggets that were shared and you got some value from the show. Do me a favor. If you have questions, make sure you drop them in the comments below. If you're on YouTube, I respond to 100% of the comments that come through. If you're over on your favorite podcast space, feel free to shoot us a message. You can come to YouTube. The water's fine. That's a TikTok reference for anybody that didn't catch that. But you can come on over to YouTube and drop your questions there, or you can find us on Facebook at the Marketing Stuff Podcast and send us a message again. We will get to you. Make sure that you get answers to whatever questions that you have. Look, subscribe to the show so you don't miss nothing. There's not really much else to that, but that in the comments in the section below, you can also join the Village, Victory Village. That's our family. If you're trying to join us and be able to get access to me and to the community, then make sure you hit the link below and you get signed up. If you get love here, if you feel like you're gaining value here, you will not believe the stuff that we do inside the group. That's all I got for you. Until next time, keep doing you, right? Make your marketing count. And outside of that, stay out here winning, y'all.